Hello, everybody. It is July 13th. And this morning I woke up and I did my normal things, made my coffee, went outside, got some light on my eyes, and, did my little YouTube surf and found a couple great links to some great videos. I'll post the links below. And it was Lily Kane interviewing Dr. Bill Schindler, who I'm a big fan, read his book, Eat Like a Human, and also Dr. Eric Westman debunking a debunking of Cyrus Combata, whatever, about is keto diet dangerous? And today we're going to talk about short term versus long term, and how and hopefully this helps you navigate your way through of the all of the information out there that is basically bias driven, financially driven, and maybe this can make some sense into a situation where health is up to you, and anybody saying you must do or I have done this is the only way, to me logically put it at least drives me to ask questions. And you can take it as deep as you want, and I have some suggestions on how to find your way. And this is how I sort of look at things from a logical perspective, and it hasn't happened overnight, and it takes a little bit of diligence and faith, basically. And my first issue, and hopefully this can lighten the load that's the people with all the confusion, is I look to success stories. Now, I just recently saw Carnivore Me. She's got a great channel. Watching her journey, the last video when she did her report on how she's doing brought tears to my eyes. And like somebody who's got their life back, reversing disease, losing over 100 pounds, and however she did it should be secondary. The point is she's doing it, and she's done it. And if that's not inspiring, and if that's not, I think that's a necessary, like her story is necessary because it's possible. People are doing it, and it doesn't matter if it's carnivore, vegan, whatever. The point is it can happen, and you can do it too. And we get lost with people pointing fingers, blaming, and it gets so confusing because science and studies show, and that brings me into where I'm at and why I'm doing this channel is, the stories like mine, there's no study that can tell me how I feel right now. So short term versus long term, you reverse disease, you lose weight, you're feeling better, energized and brilliant, yet you're on your way to an early grave. Yet 4 years ago, I couldn't walk up the stairs without pain, lift my arms over my shoulders, and just eating healthy but still feeling that way is better. Okay, so all these issues: carnivore, vegan, vegetarian, whatever calories in, calories out, all of it is basically proven or disproven online by people that have bias. Now, there are certain things that are true, there are certain things that aren't. My truth is I have lost over 70 pounds. My truth is when I wake up in the morning, I now feel like I want to be alive. My truth is my skin feels better. My joints feel better. My truth is, I'm doing a CGM experiment, and I'll post a picture of my last 24 hours there, well, one of these places, and you'll see the line of my blood sugar. And, am I in ketosis? I don't even know, really. But does it matter? I know what glucose does. I understand, moderately about insulin. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, but I'm living proof that I'm feeling great every day. I can't wait to wake up. Whatever the day brings me, you know, it's been an evolution of continuously feeling better, not only physically, mentally, but I actually feel like a human being. And it's really hard to describe this feeling to people that don't feel it because they're so far away from like their bodies working well that of course it's a distant thing. But I can tell you, if you focus on right now, what's going on. If you're sick, learn about it. If you're not feeling great every day, there may be some things that you can do. And of course I have my bias. What I've done, it might not be for everybody. I mean, I do hold certain things that, you know, that make sense to me. And now I saw Roger Waters, and I don't care what you think of him. He said something when he was on an interview, and that his mother taught him. And this is you can't argue about the sense and logic that this makes. If you want to know something, read. Learn both sides. When you think you've got enough information from both sides, now make a decision and simply do the right thing. Nobody can tell you differently. And that's where the power is in you. It's right now. It's right here. And I would suggest, don't be confused by all the noise. Pick a couple people to follow. And it doesn't have to be me. That's not the point. The point is driving maybe some commonalities, some very similar things with sickness, whether you're Jordan Peterson going on the Lion diet or you're, you know, just improving your type 2 diabetes with, you know, a keto approach with, there's so many people out there that, and what I've found is most of the people that are helpful, so to speak, are open-minded. And there is people out there that they're talking heads and they just regurgitate the same shit over and over again, but they're based on nothing. You cannot tell somebody they're doing something wrong when they feel amazing and are resolving and getting their life back. When they do that, that is powerful. To tell them that they're on their way to an early grave, but they couldn't even get out of bed yesterday, is a little bit, it's disrespectful. And, you know, it starts with you. Find your way. I encourage you to do. There is a lot of information out there. There's a lot of ways to do things. There are certain things that are set in stone. We're not going to get into that today about how I feel. The point is, navigating this space can be very, very, very confusing. And what you got to do is you got to take some initiative, intention, understand that the power is within you. Learn about it. Make a decision. Trust yourself, and it's going to take a leap of faith. And nothing happens overnight, obviously. You know, wherever you are in your own life or journey, that didn't happen overnight. But I can tell you this, God and Mother Nature know what they're doing. Our bodies were meant to survive. So we are resilient. Is it perfect? The difference between thriving and surviving, just look at that. Start with those questions. Ask the questions. Leave me a comment below. Let me know who you actually, you know, who is like any of your influences or anybody that you seem to be inspired by. And, you know, this was just because of today. Like, it's always the same thing. Somebody is bashing somebody else for their success. Don't let that happen to you. You are your best weapon against it. Using your brain, using your logic, challenging your beliefs. And what makes sense to you is the most important thing. Stay strong.